I'm Fernando.
And I'm Kendi.
And we're here to update you on what's been going on at Skyline.
We're having a food drive for nut and gluten-free foods.
Take any donations to the doors by the office before April 7th.
For anyone who wants to make new friends or just do some fun activities, Lunch Buddies is there for everyone to participate.
Head to room 1105 during lunch to have some fun.
Also, spring break is coming up. All students will have school off from April 10th to April 14th.
Yo, Kendi.
What's up?
Are you a big fan of Bollywood?
Oh, I love Bollywood.
Well, not as much as these guys. Let's take a look at what went on during the Skyline Bollywood night.
How you feeling right now?
Yo, we feeling good. We feeling good.
How you feeling?
I'm alright. How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
All right, sick. We pull up Bollywood Homecoming. You know what
Bollywood Homecoming. How you feeling right now?
Guys, this is like lit, bro. What do you mean? Come on.
है शाम बड़ी दीवानी धीरे धीरे बन जाए ना कोई कहानी दिल पर है दिलकश है दिलदार नजारे हैं आज ज़मीं पर उतरे कितने सितारे हैं अकलो होश नवी दानम हम है दिल है और जानम बस दीवानगी 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 है ना कोई रहसन ना रहबर ये इल्जाम लगे किस पर
That looked way better than what I was doing that night.
Now we'll dive into the mind of our ASB president.
4 questions with Rishi. How do you run a successful campaign?
Yeah, first step hands down is to come up with a vision. Like, what do you want to see in Skyline the next year? Or like when you're in office, if you get the position, what are the things you want to accomplish? What are the things you want to change, keep the same? And once you have that, I written it out in a very thorough plan and then start building a campaign around it.
How do you stay organized?
Right now it's Notion, but whatever I'm using, it's always to help keep track of the different projects I'm working on. I like to list out the different projects, and then under each of those different projects, I create little mini plans. And those mini plans have like actionable steps that I can say, okay, I have a lot of energy today, I want to tackle the big ones. And once you put it into steps, then you log it on some online or physical planner, it's really easy to go from there as long as you just keep going back to it.
How do you beat procrastination?
Yeah, I mean, I found it really tough to actually beat procrastination, especially when I'm tackling on so many different things. But I found the best way around that is to really break it into pieces. And then once I have those pieces, identifying what's more important to me, less important to me. The deadlines are, I guess, the biggest part. Like, I make sure never to pass a deadline unless it's actually impossible for me.
What are your future plans?
For the future, that's a big one. I have a lot of things I'm considering. I have so many different things that every day I'm like, I want to do that. I see something and I'm like, that's where I want to go. But then the next day I see something else.
Bonus question, what have you learned from Rishi?
Rishi is a really good role model, and there's a lot of things to take from him, including his organization and communication skills.
My favorite thing that I've got to learn with Rishi is being in a group with him, seeing how well he works with others and uses other people's skills and doesn't really put other people down. He's just like, hey, this is what you're good at, so that's what you're gonna get told to do.
What a guy. He's really got his stuff together.
Yeah, he's good for president. Now we'll shift over to our musical segment where we learn about the projects of Evergreen.
I'm a part of Evergreen, and my name is Bryce Wang. I am third chair for the first violins.
I'm Seohyun Hwang, a sophomore at Skyline, and I play the violin. I am assistant concertmaster at the Evergreen Philharmonic, and I also serve as concertmaster at the Seattle Youth Symphony Orchestra. First made it here in my freshman year through an annual audition process. I just submitted a video of me playing some audition materials and luckily I got in.
The auditions are available for 8th to 11th graders. I managed to get in 8th grade, so I was a member of Evergreen since I was in 9th grade.
I started playing violin at age 6 in Germany through my mom's friend.
A lot of my inspiration actually came from my uncle. So my uncle's an opera singer. Not only did I get inspired to start music, but I also was inspired to go into languages, something that I'm passionate about. So being that I took lots of inspiration from my uncle, I chose the violin because I had to, not singing, and that was that.
Usually practice 2 hours a day more or less. I usually skip practicing on Sundays because I'm exhausted and I decide that I need a break on that day.
1 to 2 hours a day generally. Homework makes it a little bit more busy, so I practice a lot more during the weekends than I do in the weekdays.
I plan on continuing to study music through my college years. Beyond that is yet too far for me to predict.
I hope that I keep pursuing music as a side because music school is something that I'm not too sure brings that much profit, but also it's not something I'm that willing to throw away. It's been a part of me since I was so little, so.
And now to finish off this episode, let's go to sports.
This week, all of our athletes did an amazing job. Our girls golf team did a fantastic job with their first match. On Monday, they went against Mount Si and won with a par of 242, while Mount Si had 278. They had a match Monday the 27th, and we will have more information on how that went next week. We will have their next match today against Inglemoor and April 4th against Bothell. Good luck, ladies. The boys soccer varsity team had games against South Kitsap and won 5-0, and Bainbridge and won 1-0. Junior varsity team won with a score of 3-0 against South Kitsap and took a tough loss facing Bainbridge, going 0-1. The C team also won against South Kitsap with a huge lead of 12-2. Varsity and junior varsity will have a game tomorrow against Jackson and on March 30th facing Inglemoor, along with the C team. Our girls tennis team had a match against Bothell and won 5-2 and had a game yesterday facing Mount Si. We will have more information on how that went next week. Their next game is tomorrow against Eastlake and April 4th against Issaquah. Boys varsity baseball had games against Bothell and Woodinville and went 8-5 in the first and 5-10 in the second. The JV team also had games and went 8-5 against Bothell and lost 5-10 against Woodinville. They will have their next games today facing our rivals at Issaquah and Friday the 31st against Inglemoor. Girls softball had games against Bothell and Woodinville, and after a tough loss against Bothell, they beat Woodinville 7-4. And then later the week, they faced North Creek and won 17-5. They also had a game on Monday facing Redmond, and we will have more information on that next week. Their next games will be Friday the 31st against Inglemoor and Monday, April 3rd against Eastlake. Good luck, ladies. Track had meets last week on the 23rd against Eastlake and did a great job with over 20 runners placing 3rd or higher. They have their next meet tomorrow at Newport, and Friday the 31st they will have their Eastmont Invitational. Our dance team went to state last weekend and did an amazing job. With both of their routines, they were able to place 1st in dance and 3rd with palm. Congrats, ladies, and great job on having a great season.
Looks like another great week of SPTV. Thanks, Spartans, for tuning in.